Welcome back, guys. Robert Smith here. Been a while since I put out a video. Part of it was actually going out on the PBA50 national tour for the first time in 15 years. 3 weeks out there, didn't bowl terribly great, and I made one cut out of 3. We're kind of being a lead bowler. 4 or 5 1, wasn't too bad. But I'm here to talk to you about what I learned out there. Going in, thought I was sharp. Coming out of there, I realized I was not very sharp anymore. There were a couple flaws that I think I put on my game out there. The first one was pretty much footwork. Again, like always too fast. And this time it really got me in trouble. A lot of shots were yanked, and I mean, yanked quite good 4 or 5 boards and arrows. Other shots I would bail out because I'm so fast in the line. Ball would shoot out 5 boards right up the race point. Just a lot of frustrating shots, especially when I was trying to get some sort of hemos, some sort of drill going. I just never really could repeat the shot. So of course over the 3 weeks, which I like more practice, really working on trying to figure out what's wrong with me, where I was sitting at. Because a lot of the stuff I haven't done for a while, maybe forgot it. But the biggest one I saw was just really too fast. Never gave myself time to leverage, load up, maybe allow my body to readjust a little bit if I wasn't first. It was just bad. The second thing was my release. My release was fine in and of itself. The problem was when I was letting go of the ball, my hand rotations didn't sway around it. So a lot of times the ball would exaggerate the misses. Even if I hit my target, it would just exaggerate the kickoff too much, or maybe just get too far down the lane as I got around it. Almost the same problem I had in my first 22 or 98, which hence I used the Sarge grip. So kind of getting into it, started getting a lot more of my roll thing, pushing up my middle finger versus trying to get the thumb to rotate over the ring. We definitely squared everything up, got a little bit better, but still had some issues. A lot of it was still, stemming back to the fast speed, but at least this kind of kept the ball in play. The third part, and this is the one that really got me a little bit confused, and I started seeing some weird things going on out there. If I tried to play straight with the guys, my ball would reach too fast, would be too responsive, jump off the spot, and so suck it too much. The problem came is that I would chase left or in, and all of a sudden I was in so far from where I was playing, and my ball would just run downhill, no matter if I got the tip or not. It got very frustrating because a lot of it was just women, kind of learning everything again on the side, pin up and downs. I found that my pin up ones were actually grooved. They flared out too fast. They would slam themselves over trying to get themselves the goal they want. And what ended up happening is it felt like my window on my break frame where I could have some miss was very shallow. I didn't have a long break point. So unless I had left or right to throw it at, I was getting in a lot of trouble with this stuff. The stuff I started rolling a little bit better with downs, with mass biases, nice and strong. Kind of kept the flare down a little bit, but the problem with it is that ghosts were designed to get all the way up the lane. They would just fly up the lane and then hopefully would tip. Yeah, a little bit straighter, but I wasn't ever reading it in half. So, came back home, actually got a pit stop in Vegas on the way back home, and got a chance to meet up with Chris Arcuro, who's the head guy at the Hammer booth over there at Vegas during the Open Championships, and got to talking to him about what was going on, and he said, listen, there's a lot of things where the bowlers are trying to put everything on top of the pattern and shape of where the patterns are. And then from there, what they're doing is they're not really worried about back end motion, and that what they're trying to get it to do is kind of settle still have a little bit of art to it, more continuous, but not too rare like with the pinups or even pin downs where the ball would use its energy so fast that the ball would stand up or ride itself out. So with that being said, talked to this a little bit, got my buddies out here, John Marcus, Mason Sherman, and we came up with this. So check what I had in the shop. So if you want to take a look here, this is one of the old Obsession Tour Solids, oldie but goodie, but you can see the pin placements up top. This was the normal one that I would get you, but with these kind of drills, it makes the ball want to flare fast. So if it's flaring fast, what ends up happening is that the window where the ball is trying to roll isn't in very much control, and it was just wild. So we drilled up big time, an chill from PBA, and then everybody seems to be a big fan of this theorem, so I grabbed one myself. And you can see all of a sudden my layouts are in a lot different spot, a lot stronger. Instead of maybe like 5-inch pins for my axis, much more like 4. But the big difference is taking those PSAs or mass biases and throwing them into the track, or at least close to them into the thumb. So like I saw in the theorem, the mass bias is dead in my thumb. The mass bias in the big time is actually down past the track, somewhere over here. So this, my track comes in this way. Yeah, my mass bias is all the way in the track. And then, of course, the mass bias is in the thumb on the theorem, but this is the one that Mason was talking about, and this is a little different. Pin's really high, but we got the mass bias not in the track area, but we got it over in the axis point area. And I'm finding out that these now are allowing me to kind of play in front of the lane without feeling like if that ball grabs, it's going to be super responsible. And a backward sort of way, like Chris Cruz. We're trying to make urethane shapes out of resin balloons. And that's pretty much what I've seen so far with it. It's much smoother off the back end, but I don't feel like it's crazy if I have to go right, because everything will read it, but it's not responsive anymore. So now I don't have to start forcing myself to the left. Then all of a sudden I'm missing the pattern, missing other spots. It's just a much different perspective. The ultimate goal behind it really is, instead of trying to get the break point to be a left to right lane, when the short distance, what they're trying to do is to try to get the break point to actually be along the area that we're trying to shoot at. So instead of maybe having a foot of room on the break point, they're trying to figure out how to get 5 feet of room on the break point, but as a distance, not a left to right. Interesting perspective, but it makes sense. With the pins being so much stronger too, so the cores are now closer to their PSA on the first spin, with the pins being over closer to the axis. The ball is almost righted itself or in its preferred roll much earlier down the lane than some of these pin-ups would. Therefore, yeah, I'm getting a little bit, maybe almost the same look as a pin-up to a pin, or doing these stronger 4-inch pins. But what is happening now is that if the ball is actually reading the front, it's reading 20 feet, 30 feet. So I'm not sitting there like going, oh God, the ball's not good, because I can't get it to read up soon. Much more predictable. I actually feel like it's a little bit more forgiving also. And I've noticed a few shots of warm-up here that when I do leave a 2 game, I've actually left the 2. I haven't left the 210 or the 218 nonsense. So hopefully this cleans up a few of my mistakes. So anyway, so yeah, let's take a look at 3 of the ball balls. I have the track theorem again. I have the Ebonite Big Time and the PBA Chill. First one right now is theorem. That's theorem. Everybody loves this ball, so it's going to throw right out again. Found out this ball's pretty clean to the front. Again, since we've got the 4-0, I'm more or less letting it shell. Like, as you can see with that shape, it picked up and it's very smooth and ball coming around. Not a bad shot for sitting for 15 minutes, but you can see what that shape did. It wasn't violent. It picked up relatively early. To me, that is a predictable shape. Do the same thing. You can swear won't do the same thing. Yeah, you can see that ball is just so predictable. Now it's getting down the lane. It didn't have a violent move, but it's a predictable move, and that's fun. That's all I'm looking for. I need control of the pack. I don't really worry about an airfield. So, we saw a couple shots with that. Let's go to the big time. So this one's got a rougher surface on it, a little bit earlier rolling. I'm going to see in the same spot as the theorem. I'm going to see it in the small check. Not the cleanest shot, but you got the idea. You can see now the shape is almost look identical to there. But since it's, like a stronger shell, not green sand into the surface, that ball picked up earlier and had that nice smooth motion. But it wasn't feeling like it was a rollout smooth. It was continuing. Yeah, 5 to 10, but I can live with that stuff. All right, let's shoot the asparagus next. I didn't say my spare shooting was but no, but this is kind of what we're looking at. Is the with the patterns and everything that's out there, going left to right too much on those patterns, you miss where the shape is or the elongated part of the cliff and the pattern is, and things just go bad. I fell into that quite a little bit. I felt like I got chased left. I was drunk every time. And it wasn't because I felt like I just wanted to do it, but I couldn't play stringer because everything was too responsive. That didn't mean trouble. So, all right, so go to the chill. A little different. Fast bias is in the axis instead of over in the track. But you'll see it's kind of the same motion. This ball's definitely clean to the front. So I'm going to go ahead and do right. Again, clean, predictable. It looks like it wants to read early. Even for a ball, it looks like it's trying to read early. But it's not violent. So these layouts are kind of giving me a different shape that I really couldn't get to unless I was trying to trick my hand. And I'll be honest, most of the guys I think on tour don't trick their hands very much. They can just get into something like this, throw the ball the same, and just cramp and get everything and just calm down. So, don't necessarily suggest any layouts like this for anybody with a rev rate of about 425. I would say anything less than that, too tame, even if you get it to pick up, it's going to have no angle. And the lower rev rate's still reading. So if you're on a lower rev rate, I still suggest pin-ups just to get the core moving faster. And for you guys that have the higher rev rates like myself, so you always feel like you're getting chased left, don't be afraid to do maybe a 4 from your axis point. Get that mass bias 6 inches away. Just so that way it just kind of gets the core already on its side, but tame and more predictable. So, so that's what I've got going on. Now I'm going to finish out the shot. Finish out the video here, but one more shot. Go with the big time. Because I think this one gives me the best look out of all of them. Although that chill didn't look too bad. Just see if we can throw a better shot. It just gets so soon. Let's look for that full. I don't feel like the ball's going to squirt off and fly on me and go too far down the lane anymore. This thing looked ridiculous. Anyway, so in a nutshell, that's what I kind of learned my first 3 weeks out at seniors. I found out that I'm not sharp. But I do feel like I've got much better game plan for the Masters and the Senior Open coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So, looking forward to it. Excited. Yeah, I got a little frustrated, but you know, if you're not getting frustrated, you're not trying. So, all right, guys. So, anyways, thank you. And I'd like to thank my sponsors: Hammer, I Am Bowling, and Bike Sensors. Hope everybody has a great day, and then on to the next video. Hopefully, sooner than later. All right, guys. Be good.